Welcome to our episode 2 of Beyond the Glaze podcast, and today we have the Dean from Broward College, and he's over the Police Academy, Dean Boulier. Sir?
Good afternoon to you. Thank you for having me.
Listen, absolutely. So today's podcast, it's going to highlight the Broward College. So before we begin, just let the people know just about your career, you know, how you kind of got into law enforcement and stuff like that.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to take it a little bit different real quick. On behalf of Broward College, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. We're very proud to be here. On behalf of my president, Tori Alston, my board of trustees and senior management, this is important to us. I'm excited about talking about the Academy, but also about Broward College, too, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Give Broward College a chance. Part of the conversation today, we'll talk about the importance of education in law enforcement. As for me, I have 25 years retired of local law enforcement in Broward County. I've been at the Academy now 20 total years, 14 years full-time, and serving the last 4 years as Dean of Institute of Public Safety, which incorporates the Police Academy in professional executive development and also my college classes, too, for criminal justice.
Gotcha. So once again, guys, you heard him. Make sure that you guys go check out Broward College. I actually even, graduated with my 2-year degree from Broward College. So it's definitely a great school, and make sure that you guys go check out all of their resources.
Well, if you don't mind, it's interesting thing you say that. Background, I know we're going to talk about backgrounds and what have you prepare yourself. Have the ability to show that you have a college degree shows commitment to something, finishing something. So as you're going through your background, I'm 18, 19, I'm 20 years old, I really don't have life experience. You got a 2-year degree. That shows you were able to do something, commit yourself to a program. It shows maturity. These are things that are very, very important. Again, for us at Broward College, is we want to be the number one destination for academic excellence. Thank you for editing that out.
I got you.
Thank you.
So the biggest thing is I'm trying to prepare future, cadets so that when they want to go into law enforcement, they kind of have an idea about Broward College. So what are the 3 mandatory tests? Let's say they want to apply to whichever agency, but what are the 3 main tests that they have to complete?
I think main test is a better word than mandatory.
Yes.
Let's start with the CJ BAT. CJ BAT has 2 different directions. If you're applying for law enforcement and you have been honorably discharged from the military and or you have a 60 credits from a college, you're exempt from taking the CJ BAT for police. For corrections, you'll take a CJ BAT. CJ BAT gets you in the door at the agencies. You have to have a qualifying score, pass or fail for them to get you going. The second thing is for Broward College, the way we run our IPS, is we have a physical agility test, mandatory that's taking. All online. In fact, online, if you look at Broward College IPS testing, you'll actually see a video, a booklet on what to do, prepare for testing. The third is a swim. Now, the swim, most people consider is mandatory. It's not mandatory. Some agencies require it as a mandatory, some don't. I offer it for the agencies as a service. So if you're going to apply to an agency in Broward County, you need to check and see if they want the swim test also.
Got you. Which you really should know how to swim because, you're going to have children that are going to fall into pools, canals, and your number is going to be called one day, and you might have to get, you might have to go in there to go save a child.
We are in South Florida, and water is everywhere. It's important to understand that skill.
So for the Broward Police Academy, can you self-sponsor? Do you have to be sponsored? How exactly, once you start to apply to your agency, or maybe you want to try to put your weight, can you self-sponsor at the Broward College? That's
a very good question. I get this question quite a bit. We are what they call a limited access program. Only hired cadets will attend our academy, meaning this. During your 6 months of training, you're hired by an agency, and you're getting full pay, full benefits to go to school for 6 months. You're not having to work the night shift someplace, trying to get up in the morning by 6 a.m. to get to class to be on time, because in the academy there are some very serious things you do. One of the things is firearms training. You don't want to be tired when you're going through firearms training. Also, in the academy, you have 20 written tests while you're there. Well, if you're working a nighttime job and going to the academy, can you really devote your time you need to your skills and your studies? That's the beauty of the way we run our programs. It's very successful. Since 1972, over 22,000 correctional and law enforcement officers have graduated from our academy. This formula has worked very well for us. It's one of the reasons we're always at the top, or we are number 1 in the state when you look at overall passing rates from the state officer exam course. That's what they have to get on with the academy. Then they can sit for the state exam.
Okay, so now with getting full-time benefits and you're getting paid, so that's a great luxury.
Mm-hmm.
How can applicants stand out? Because obviously this can be a very competitive job. You have guys and girls, they're coming from the military, they might have a bachelor's degree, so it can be very competitive. So from what you've seen within the past recent years, what can help candidates to stand out towards these agencies?
That's another really good question. What can you do? Well, you look at your background. What have you done? Military, schooling, college. Maybe there isn't. You always have something to give in to be recruited. Your why that agency, you want to work for that agency is very important. We're in a different world right now where people are going to agencies for what agencies can offer them, but also what they can offer the agency, if you will. So you look at, agencies expect that you're going to have traffic tickets. How many? When was the last time? They understand life gets in the way and sometimes bills don't get paid, but are you in the arrears right now, or your collection issue? These are all things every agency looks at. They also look at your credit score. They look at where you rent. They look at certain things, your background. Just because you're 19, 20, 21 years old doesn't mean your ability not to get hired. Right now in the academy, I have 6 academies running right now. I checked before I left. Of the 6 academies, I've got 9 19-year-olds in the classes right now. That tells me that will take people as young as 18, 19 years old. 19 is really a good age to look at, but it's what you're doing. What are you doing right now while you're applying? Are you going to school? Are you working full-time? What are you doing right now to prepare yourself? And then when you get to the interview process, what do you know about the agency? Have you done your homework on the agency? Are you ability to ask those questions? Well, I know Miccosukee, it started here. It has this many officers. This is what you have to offer. This is what I have to offer. I believe my skill set, my personality fits into this agency for the following reasons. It's selling yourself. You really have to try to sell yourself because you get a very short window. Even though oral boards are very daunting, if you will, about the first 90 to 120 seconds, that's your chance to sell yourself. People know who you are really quick. Sell yourself. Let people know who you are.
Okay, now, when you talk about prepare, because this is going to be very important as well, you have to have an 80% correct or higher with every test, correct?
Correct.
So perfect. And it's good that, you guys are really trying to really take the stress off of the cadets. So what are some other things that the cadets can expect? Because mind you, they're going to be doing driving. They're going to have shooting.
Yes.
How can they prepare? Because there's going to be some people that come to the police academy. They've never shot a gun before. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't have a father, mother that's in law enforcement. So what are some of the things that they can prepare? And also physically, I know that Broward College, you guys are very huge on physical fitness, and we'll get into that later. But in terms of just what are some things that they can do right now?
Okay, right now, let's just say, look at both ways, right now and when you get in there. One of the first things I tell them day one when you get in here, here's the secret sauce. I call it my secret sauce. Read. Read the books 3 times. Get involved in study groups. Ask questions. No difference. And again, we have students who come into us who haven't been in school in quite a while. Well, reading and comprehending and understanding what you're reading is a skill set you have to get back into. What are you doing physically right now prior to the academy? Are you working out? Are you keeping yourself physically fit? There's a lot of correlation between physically fit, insurance rates, and longevity within the law enforcement community, especially when you retire. Most people don't realize, I'm so young, I'm 21 years old, 20, 25 years is so far away. The reality is it's a blink of an eye. Mm-hmm. What you're doing in there in post, prior to it, are you getting yourself back into shape if you're out of shape? Are you honest with yourself? Have you checked yourself to make sure you're physically able to do the job? What are you doing for skill? Are you reading? Are you socializing? Are you out with people? Or do you sit and look at a computer screen all day? Nothing wrong with that, but this job really is about face-to-face interaction with folks. Again, we live in a world where a lot of people spend a lot of time on computer screens, which is nothing wrong with that, but the vast majority of our calls are face-to-face interaction with folks, being comfortable talking to people.
Now, how can we transition from the academy to FTO? And what are some of the mistakes that you see cadets making? Because FTO can be stressful, especially if you go into these really big agencies like, Fort Lauderdale, you might have Miami Beach. You could be going to an agency with 15 zones, with, stadiums, with malls. What are some of the mistakes that you're seeing cadets making in that transition? And what's some advice for the cadets that are leaving the academy that are going into FTO, which they're going to join that type of culture or that agency's culture, and it's going to be a little bit different from where they're coming from in the academy?
It's a very good question again. Well, I look at it from a relationship, so I'm going to take the answer a little differently. For Broward College and Broward County, Region 13, Miccosukee is one of my client agencies. We pride ourselves a long history of having a deep connection with all of our agencies. So as you're transitioning through the academy, we're having open conversations about your progress. Good days, bad days. Listen, everyone has a bad day. Doesn't mean you're not cut out for the job. It's what do you do after that? What do you make the same mistake over and over again, or do you fix yourself? What do you do to prepare yourself? Well, we tell the cadets every day, this is no more than building a house. The academy is your foundation. It is your floor. We have built a solid foundation for you. Now you're going to get to your agencies. Each agency has its own little cultural differences. You're out here. Your culture is much different than some other cities. Again, you talk about stadiums and buildings and high density housing. It's different. So you have to get the flavor, or the walls, if you will, the rooms, the roof of your house. Listen to your FTOs. Understand what's going on. Be a sponge. One of my favorite things to tell my cadets, listen, you think this is just the beginning now. You're going to leave me here in the academy. You're going to go to your agency FTO. It's just beginning now. Basically, we're hitting the reset button, going through basic training all over again within your agencies. Be open-minded. Be smart. Keep the same habits. If you were a voracious reader in the academy because you're falling behind, be a voracious reader when you get out of the academy for your policy manuals, your procedure manuals, so you know exactly what's going on and what's expected of you. Ask questions. Get involved. Ask prior FTOs or prior trainees.
Now, when it comes to physical fitness, I know Broward College, you guys set the standard when it comes to physical fitness. Can you guys just give them an insight on the profile? Because I know that's not necessarily a Florida State, mandate, but I know that is an academy standard for the Broward College.
Okay. Broward College falls under the auspice of the Broward County Chiefs of Police Association and our Region 13, which your agency is one of them. Come together many years ago, this is a physical standard. There are 3 profiles in the police academy, 2 profiles in the correctional academy. You must have a passing score, 75 or better, to walk at graduation. This is set down by our Chiefs of Police Association, our governing board. Now, if you come out of shape or barely in good shape, the vast majority, in my experience, especially as dean and as associate dean before, we will get you in shape there if you ask. We're not going to chase you around, but if you feel you're out of shape or you need more help, our folks are willing to come in the morning, at lunch, and afternoon. I came in this morning at 5:30. One of my staff members was outside running Davie Road with several of the cadets. I left the other night, late at night, and what did I see? Several of the cadets working out. We will always go above and beyond for you if you're showing that you're willing to do that. Now, to see how serious it is, many years ago, not that many years ago, we actually had a chief of police son who didn't pass, did not walk at graduation. That's how serious we are all about this. We want you, because it's not to be punitive, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's because we care that much about your future. Here's your bar. Everyone before you who has done it, we expect that same thing for you.
Got you. So now let's say that you work in the jail. Do you guys offer crossover classes for
yes,
people
we do.
who want to cross over?
Right now I'm not offering any crossover classes because the demand for law enforcement is so high right now. Before we came in here today, I was talking to your chief, and we're talking about how many academies. Well, this year I'm going to graduate 12 academies, wow. 10 law enforcement, 2 corrections. We're pretty much running an academy, a new one, every 4 weeks on average. Before it was every 7 to 8 weeks. So we're continuous rotating. The goal in 2026, hopefully by the summer 26, is to resurrect and bring back the crossover academy. There is a huge demand for that. Space is limited right now for me, and all my eggs are in one basket, or 2, if you will, for the academy sides.
Perfect. So before we close, guys, make sure that you guys go check out Broward College. I'm going to let them close. Do you have any other closing remarks? Are
you saying that you're talking about the physicality? So thank you for asking that question. If you go on to our website, Broward College, IPS, Institute of Public Safety, go into the testing center. In the testing center is booklets and videos to include our schedule. Our schedule is also a practice day that you can come out and practice to see where you're at. So you don't come out and say, oh, I can't do it, I don't want to fail. If you come out and practice and see how you're doing, and you pass, then you know what? Let's go forward with it. But we also have people there that can also give you pointers and tips to help you where you need improvement at.
Perfect. All right, so listen, Dean Boulier, he's doing a great job at the Broward Police Academy. I think that they really do set the standard, not only physically, but they are preparing the next generation of law enforcement, especially because law enforcement continues to change every day. You have body cameras, now you have AI. There's so many different things out here. Plus you have, mass casualty. We see the news, we see all, but at the end of the day, like I said, it starts at the academy. You guys are shaping the next generation.
Right. I am, and the things for me, as we're closing out, I look at you and I have a smile on my face, because it seems like yesterday you were in the academy class with us going through, and now today I'm here many years forward sitting with you doing this podcast for your agency. This is what it's about, paying it forward. I would hope you pay it forward, and everyone else who becomes in the job. Listen, the job's not for everyone. Let's be honest. The job does have some historical negativity toward it, but I would submit to you that we do much better than worse, and we have to continue doing better. Our folks do a great job every day, like I know your agency does and all the agencies I serve. Very proud of that. But I want to say thank you for what you're doing today and offering me today. Thank you, sir.
For coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure that you guys check out Broward College. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and thank you for all the support. Boom.
Thank you.
What you think?
I put him asleep. I
What
feel
you
bad
think?
now.